CalMed 1 facility, request Ident inbound ship.
Ident confirmed. Junior internees, CalMed 1 medical facilities.
Initiate docking sequence.
What means treatment?
Code 3 on corridor.
Code 3. Confirmed.
Activate collar proximity registers.
Online.
Confirmed. 3-degree jump. Thanks, CalMed 1.
Proximity. Stand by. Inertia dampers. Cancel talk. Contact confirmed. Contact confirmed.
Alright, reactivate spin. Get the Waldos out there. Stand by for gravity. Well, that's another one tucked up safely for the night. I can do with a cup of tea. Anyone else interested?
Welcome to Space Station CalMed 1. We hope your stay here will be pleasant. If you wish to visit outpatients, please follow the green arrows. If you are requiring specialist treatment, the red arrow leads to our specialist department. With silicon-based life forms, please note that few specialists are experienced in your very special physiognomy. CalMed 1 apologizes for this, but would like you to know that it is overcoming these problems. Please obey all instructions on notice boards. Full translator discs are available in the yellow compartments next to notice boards. Again, we apologize to silicon-based life forms, but few silicon languages are available on disk. If you have problems, please consult a porter who will be happy to aid you. If you wish to visit our bacterial department, please follow the blue arrows. Terminal cases, please follow the black arrows. If you have any final messages, we provide free of charge a fault box, which will be dispatched with your shroud to the world of your choice. We will, for a small fee, be happy to guide you in your choice of planet of rest. This month we have special rates for plots on Calfadoria 3. We hope all visitors will enjoy their stay on CalMed 1.
On CalMed 1.
And you're sure he's all right?
Doctor, quiet, please. The patients. Yes, Mr. Holmes will be quite all right. Now, can you tell me where he picked it up?
Well, he didn't really pick it up. It was given to him, all because of a type, a Gallifreyan called Askren. He sort of manufactured the stuff.
Doctor, whatever this stuff is, it's quite dangerous. It looks like raw Sargol to me. But if that's what this Askren person is manufacturing, who knows where it will end?
Well, that's the problem with time-travelling, Dr. Grantham. I don't know when I met Askren. Certainly Greg and I travelled forward, but in my concern for his health, I don't know by how far. Months? Maybe years? I just don't know.
Well, I can't enter that on the Meditech log. I may be well aware of your time travel capabilities. I don't think Surgeon General Hastaff will be quite as willing to suspend his disbelief. I've got to get a better case history than this. I simply cannot enter the fact that Greg Holmes, native Earth circa 1984, age 16, has been given a virtual overdose of an extinct drug by a pusher from 5 years ago.
Why not?
Because although knowledge of what Sargol is, or rather was, is limited, we do know it doesn't take long to take effect. Greg was, in your time, infected a couple of days ago at the most. Hastaff will immediately require an inquiry by the enforcers, and you can't supply a good enough story. They'll probably arrest you for giving it to him in a fit of pique. You know what you're like.
Meaning?
Meaning that you are moody and arrogant. You always have been, whatever face you wear. And I can guess that it won't take long for some dope enforcement operator to get you riled. The techniques used in this century are quite good at getting confessions, false or otherwise.
What you're saying is that you're going to take sole care of Greg and not let Surgeon General Hastaff even know of his existence.
Doctor, I don't know what you're talking about. This hospital space station does not have any patient called Gregory Holmes. In fact, there is no one registered in that name in the whole Tri-Planet Alliance of Calfadoria.
And me?
Who are you?
You are a splendid lady, Dr. Cranton.
I know. Goodbye, Doctor. See you in 3 days. The transmatter that way.
Where am I going?
I've arranged for you, under the name of Paston, to become an official visitor to the Calfadorian complex on Cal 2. Roll up and see your nutters perform.
I take it you don't like the colony down there.
Colony? It's not a colony, Doctor. The whole planet is wasteland apart from 4 domes. Basically, it's one great lunatic asylum where the insane are treated and eventually resume their rightful place.
As useful, if somewhat unskilled, members of their respective communities. As you can see from the quarters around you, we have many races from this part of the galaxy. The Tri-Planet Alliance of Calfadoria is honoured to have been able to erect such a complex as this.
Then for what reason do you wish aid from the Galactic Federation?
Well, you must understand, Mr. Ambassador. The TPAC have funded this project from its humble beginnings. I have been keeper since the inception. But alas, with all our other Meditech facilities, we can no longer keep this place going as it should be. Before long, we may have to return the people to their homeworlds before their treatment is up. We have people ranging from the mere, how can I say it, eccentric, to absolute psychopathic murderers here, all needing our help.
I see. So the Draconian ambassador and I are standing in this great chamber surrounded by mass killers. And, as far as we can see, no protection. No guards, no weaponry, no...
Commissioner, please. Indeed, there appears to be no barrier between them and us. They're sitting in habitats similar to their natural environment, apparently looking out on us, ready to pounce. Please toss this coin at the nearest cell, marked Anton Luther of Stannis. You see, sirs? An electrical barrier is indeed there, but the colour spectrum is impervious to light, effectively being invisible. We can see in as if there were no wall, but rest assured, they cannot see out. They, in fact, see a 4th wall.
It is impressive, certainly.
But I still find the lack of security potentially worrying.
My associate, like all his race, sees much danger in everywhere we go. However, in this instance, I side with him.
I am delighted to see there is such harmony within the Federation. It was rumoured after the Martians withdrew, the Federation blamed the Kantrians for the collapse of many years of friendship.
What? That simply isn't
true.
true.
Please, I repeat, scurrilous rumours. Please accept my apologies.
That is the sort of rumour-mongering that...
That is enough! Keeper, you will please leave us for a moment. We wish to confer. Some refreshment would aid our deliberations, if only to soothe our throats.
Gentlemen, my pleasure. I shall return with haste.
I prefer a brandy.
Commissioner?
Never mind. It was a joke.
Oh, most amusing, sir. If I am excused?
Indeed. Well, my friend.
I have no desire to use much-needed Federation funds in such a haphazard manner as this. And before you say it, no, I'm not reacting to that obnoxious keeper's jibe. I genuinely feel there is something wrong with this place.
I agree. But before reporting back, perhaps we should stay our next few hours, before the shuttles come, and see some more.
Meditech, Dr. Ursa Cranton reporting. Status of patient codename Earthman. Patient brought in at 0200 hours suffering from complete mental and physical exhaustion. His log entries indicate he has recently come into contact with the drug Sargol. Relevant factors. Subject connected with a Gallifreyan miscreant called Askren, apparent creator of drug. Sargol believed extinct. Subject suffering hypertension on ECG scan. Audio receptors indicate he is speaking words of which only 1 or 2 are intelligible. The words are Doctor, Rhiannon, and Nadia. The former could be a cry for help or recognition of his whereabouts. The second word is unknown. It could be a name of a planet, person, or place. Whichever, it is the one that causes the greater ECG activity and would suggest something very special and possibly emotionally attached. Off the record, I believe Rhiannon to have been a friend or a lover, although the subject's age and maturity could throw doubt on a lover, who is either lost or dead. Whichever, the name conjures up excitement but sadness. Again, off the record, I believe Rhiannon was a person who has died, possibly in view of the subject. The third is, by common usage, almost certainly a female's name. Again, a person no longer alive, but the feelings, going by his ECG activity, were not the same. Nadia's death may have almost have been savoured, or at least not mourned. I doubt that the subject really knew or cared about Nadia. Conclusion. Apart from medical treatment for the infection, which may or may not be Sargol, I shall attempt to try and free the subject's mind from the memory of Rhiannon. Phew, Doctor, if my superiors really knew what was behind that, I'd be fired on the spot. Greg, me boy, you'd better be worth the effort.
Hello, gentlemen.
Ah, a drink at last. What kept you?
I was as quick as I could be, sir. I'm afraid I had to transmat to the sleep dome to get supplies.
The sleep dome?
Yes, the smallest of the 4 domes. The sleep dome is where I live and sleep, and where the guest quarters are situated. It is the smallest dome, and one we did not visit. Would you like to inspect it, although it has no relevance to the rest of the facilities?
Oh, I don't believe that would be necessary.
It is no trouble. Just a second to transmat.
The Draconian ambassador said, no thank you, and I endorse that.
As you wish, Commissioner. Ambassador?
Are you not drinking with us?
No thank you.
This is actually very good.
Then I shall obtain more later. Maybe when you retire for the night, you'll take some with you.
Yes, maybe I will.
Oh, you will? Of that I'm sure. It's so very good.
Yes, it is so very good.
Keeper?
Ambassador?
We thank you for your offer, but our respective shuttles will be returning shortly. We cannot, alas, accept.
I am sure, Ambassador of Draconia, that you wish to stay.
No.
I assure you, everything in the sleep dome has every conceivable luxury.
I do not doubt that.
Then why do you not wish to stay?
My associate and I have pressing business elsewhere, including our reports concerning this facility.
Your associate wishes to remain, do you not, Commissioner?
I wish to remain.
Well, there you are, then. My dear Ambassador, I insist that you remain at night at least. The space station can alert your craft.
It seems I have little choice but to concede. With gracious pleasure I accept on behalf of the Draconian Empire and the Galactic Federation your hospitality. Now please direct me to the sleep dome. I wish to rest and reconsider.
Nothing could be simpler. Just follow me to the transmat point and we will be there in the wink of an eye. Commissioner?
We will follow you to the transmat point.
Splendid.
Hello. Not too late for the show, am I?
Keeper, who is this?
I don't know. Can I help you, sir?
Yes, I hope so. Are you the keeper? Jolly good. My name's Joel Paston. I understand Dr. Cranton informed you of my visit?
Paston? Oh, of course. I confess the good doctor's signal had entirely slipped my mind, but I certainly do recall your coming.
Splendid. Hate to arrive anywhere unannounced and unknown. So this is the jolly old complex, is it? Well. Where is everyone?
Ambassador, Commissioner, do please excuse me. I will take Mr. Paston aside and talk briefly to him.
Please do. Is this wise, Commissioner?
Is what wise?
Stay in here. You said yourself scant moments back that his keeper was untrustworthy.
Did I? Well, I was wrong. Weird, but not untrustworthy, no. Anyway, I'm tired. I could do with some sleep. I don't really feel like walking. Where's that transmat point?
My apologies, gentlemen. Oh, Commissioner, you do look most tired. Let us hurry to the transmat point.
Yes, let us hurry.
This was not expected. He won't be at all pleased.
I can't say I blame him. You screwed it up quite well.
Watch your manner, Anton Luther. I don't like it, and neither will he.
Yes, all right. Still, I'm glad it's you he'll cut up, not me. I'm blameless this time. Or will you again try to convince him otherwise?
If the blame is mine, I always take it.
The trouble with you, Shannon, is that you take anything he's prepared to give.
Meaning?
You know perfectly... Oh, never mind. You'd better call him up. You'll need to know about this Paston person.
When does he arrive?
Shortly. Very shortly. Damn it.
What now?
Just take a look at Monitor 4.
And who is that?
Paston, it must be.
Which means, Luther, that he already knows.
Well, Shannon, I wouldn't like to be in your shoes right now.
You are vulgar and tainted, Luther. I dislike you even more than he does. Your unnecessary use of colloquialisms annoys me.
Many thousand apologies, O Mistress of the Stars, and most of their inhabitants. In future, I shall try to speak with your classy upbringing at the forefront of my mind.
Ever since I've known you, I've loathed you. Strange. Instead of getting used to you, I've learnt to hate you more.
And each time I see you, I love the rest of this asylum even more.
Observe Monitor 8. He's putting those ridiculous Federation representatives to bed. Why they can't just give us the money, I don't know.
I suggest you worry your pretty green little head about that later. He's on his way back.
If he's coming back, he might not know of Paston yet.
I hope not for your sake. Here he comes.
Curiouser and curiouser, said the white rabbit as Humpty Dumpty began to grow, or words to that effect. A huge, great asylum like this, full of, according to Dr. Cranton, the largest collection of galactic nutters this side of Messier 10, and yet no guards. Nothing. Ow! So there is protection, but are we saved from them, or vice versa? Right. 3 unanswered questions. 1. Why was the Keeper so surprised to see me? 2. Why are 2 Galactic Federation representatives here? And 3. Why is my foot resting on a coin from Altair 7, a planet more than 4,000 parsecs from here? Now who's in this cage? Anton Luther, native of Stannis, guilty of slaughter of population of Kralpa during cyber wars. Medical progress indicates he must be getting better, and to cap it all, he seems to have made a remarkable recovery because the cage is empty. Cage, little biographies. This place is more of a zoo than a hospital. I think a little wander is called for. What have we here? Big grey chap called Alga. Don't really want to talk to him. And what's his history? Oh, I see. Well, I hope you stay locked up until you're better. Hello? Who are you? Sean Raiden. Lord Raiden the Ravager. Now, even I've heard of you. Funny, I thought the Federation decreed that you should be atomized and the canister containing the atoms deposited in a very, very large hot sun. Still, lying there, you don't look that dangerous. You're a much smaller human than I thought you would be. He's awake and moving. Yes, hello. I can wave as well. Yes, What on earth? He's writing something on his wall with that gunge that looks like food. B. E. W.
Why wasn't I informed of Paston's coming?
Oh, my lord, we weren't aware that...
I told you, ordered you to scan that pathetic creature's brain so that I would know his every movement. You're worse than useless, you're incompetent and pathetic. Luther!
My lord?
Take this trust to the punishment sector. She will learn not to fail me.
My lord, if I may be so bold.
Yes?
Shannon did in fact get warning of Paston's arrival only after you left to meet the delegates.
You're trying to tell me she's blameless. Am I wrong to punish her? Well, am I?
Well, Lord Raid...
Keeper! You must address me at all times, even in here, as Keeper. Especially while the delegates are here, and it's Paston.
Yes, of course, my Keeper.
Nevertheless, I require some good torture. Take her away and school some sense into her.
But she's blameless.
So, I want to see her burn, hear her scream. It's been a long time since I've heard people in pain and despair. I need to hear it. I want to see it. I demand she is hurt. Now!
My lord!
Quiet, failure.
The screen, it's Paston, listen!
D-E-N. Beware Raiden. Yes, all right, old chap. I'll avoid you too. And people say I'm egotistical. At least I don't go around writing Beware Doctor on the walls.
Doctor? Who is this doctor?
When Cranton signaled, she said nothing of this Paston being a Meditech or Scientech.
Locate me the destructor for that cell. I should have disposed of the Keeper when I had the chance.
What do you plan?
Wait and see.
Destructor here, my lord.
Thank you, my dear. Let us enjoy the fireworks.
Paston appears to have died in the blast, my lord.
Two for the price of one. Indeed, a rich pickings for today.
Yes, my lord. But when the delegates return there in the morning, how will you explain the destruction?
The keeper resided in my X-cage, the hovel in which he placed me to become his pyre. Of course, I'm quite aware that I have enemies, misguided dolts who thought I was less superior to them. The keeper was one. The delegates will think that an assassin came to settle an old score. Ah, of course! This Paston was the murderer, and he died in the attempt. What could be more believable?
What indeed, my lord. A truly masterful scheme, one that is sure to be remembered for eternity.
What? You lowly scum, it must not be remembered! My very own genius has resulted in my ability to reclaim my rightful place as leader of the galactic armies. Raiden appears to have died. How fitting that once the news has circulated, Raiden will again arise and prove that not only am I the greatest warrior of my galaxy, but that I am immortal.
My lord is right, of course. Such a superb plan.
Lord? Whence you dare call me such a common title as Lord? Speak as befits one such as I. I am a god, the mighty one. Raiden, god of all.
Someone doesn't like me. That blast was meant to kill. And it looks as if it did. Well, well, they finally caught up with you, Raiden, and you paid for your crimes. No more beware Raidens for you. Funny thing, though, I should have thought an explosion like that would have been heard. The keeper should at least have scurried back. Can't still be in the sleep dome.
Tell you what, let's see if I can report this incident. Now, let's go that way.
Paston is still alive! Alert, Raiden!
Not likely. Whilst he's running around thinking he's a god, he's best left alone. If you think he should be told, you go.
Coward.
Too true, lady. When His Majesty gets like that, I don't want to go near him. One slip-up and you're on tomorrow's menu.
5 minutes ago he wanted to burn me, yet I'm not afraid.
Well, let's face it, the thing that he's done with you, well, I'd have thought a painful death was the easiest thing you could face.
Damn you. Damn you in hell.
Lady, your pride will be your downfall. Right, let's see what our erstwhile survivor is up to. Well, well, look who's just arrived too.
Well, I'll say something for the Calvadorians. Their technology is marvellous. Transmats, huge buildings like this constructed on a previously uninhabitable world, space stations positioned in between the 3 planets, and medical secrets unleashed upon the rest of the galaxy. Like one great galactic charity organization. Maybe it's the cynic in me, but in any charity this size, there has to be a catch.
Do you enjoy talking to yourself, Sorry, Dr. Paston?
Oh, hello. Yes, it passes the time.
You do it a lot.
No, normally I have a young friend with me called Greg, but he's not very well.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Nothing serious, I hope?
Nothing that a short rest can't put right. I suppose I'm so used to answering his questions that when I'm on my own I mentally invent his words and just answer them silly, really.
Oh, not a bit of it. The keeper tells me that before I grew up, he often used to talk to himself.
Yeah, odd chap, this keeper.
Odd? Why? What's odd about him?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that.
And I apologise too, Dr. Paston. You see, the man we all know as the keeper is in fact my father.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be rude.
No harm done.
Splendid, Miss,
Rhea. Just Rhea.
What a delightful name.
And really, how flattering of you to say so.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to sound patronising. I imagine that my clumsy attempt at chivalry was presumptuous.
No, not really. Again, I apologise for the speed of my tongue.
You know, Rhea, we've just spent the last few minutes doing nothing but apologising to each other. Not bad on a first meeting.
I'm sorry. I must be a frightful host.
There! You did it again. Apologised. It's really not necessary.
Sorry. Anyway, my father has been detained. Can I help you at all? I saw you on one of our monitor screens wandering around, so I transmatted over here to see if I could help you.
Oh, I was just looking around to kill time.
With all respect, Dr. Paston, it is very late, and most of our residents are asleep now. Perhaps in the morning.
Of course, I'm sorry.
Aha! So, I'm not the only guilty one.
No, it seems not. Don't you think we'd better do something about the explosion?
Explosion? What explosion?
You didn't know? Oh, my dear young lady, quick, around the corner.
Who is? Oh, no! So, they finally got him.
Who did?
Oh, the assassins. Raiden had a lot of enemies. Many thought he should have died for his crimes, not to be sent to be rehabilitated. None of them understood. None of them realised.
Realised what?
Oh, nothing. I guess it's too late now. Anyway, we must return to the Sleep Dome. I'll find you a guest room and inform my father of this murder. He will sort it out.
You were expecting this, weren't you?
We have suspected for some time now that his old foes will try to seek revenge. They have succeeded. There is little more I can do except tell my father and let him alert the authorities.
And the Federation delegates?
I forgot. Now, this has occurred at a most inopportune moment.
You don't say.
I don't say what?
Oh, nothing. It's just an expression.
An expression?
Yes, you know, a speech, well, a way of expressing something. Like telling someone who annoys you to go and stew in their own juices or something.
How quaint. Thank you, Dr. Paston. You have filled a gap in my knowledge. An expression. A way of communicating using unconnected speech, relying on tone and a knowledge of connected metaphor to convey the intended thought.
Exactly. I couldn't have put it better myself.
Another expression?
No, not exactly.
Oh. I can see I'm going to enjoy having you to stay, Dr. Paston. You can teach me so much.
Well, did you not go to school to learn things?
A school? No, I don't think. I can't really remember.
Alas, Dr. Paston, my delightful daughter was denied the pleasure of a hall of learning. You see, my wife and I travelled a great deal when Rhea was but a child, and we were never in one place long enough to enroll her. What she knows from me.
Well, if you don't mind me saying, she seems to have missed out on some things.
Oh, come, Paston, no man is the perfect father. I tried my best. Still, as you get to know her better, I'm sure my Rhea will astound you with her knowledge of more important things than the complexities of the English language.
Well, I can't wait.
Father, there's been an accident.
I thought we'd agreed it was no accident.
I'm sorry?
It's inherent, it seems.
An accident, you said?
No, Keeper, one of your collection has been murdered.
Raiden, Father.
So it happened at last. How very unfortunate.
Excuse me, but no one seems particularly worried about this infiltration of the dome.
Well, with respect, Paston, neither were you. You obviously removed yourself from the scene quite quickly.
We should sort it out before the Federation delegates awake tomorrow.
Don't alarm yourself, my dear. I doubt they'll be too aware of it. Tomorrow, I shall show them the Pleasure Dome. They have no need then to return here.
The Pleasure Dome?
Oh, how remiss of me. I forgot your lack of knowledge about our domes. Maybe my daughter can enlighten you in the morning, if she possesses sufficient information.
Oh, Keeper, I meant no insult.
A small tease, Paston. Do at least allow me that.
Of course. Now, any chance of a last cup of tea before bedtime?
Well, my lord?
Paston is asleep.
Fed and watered?
Tea.
Sorry?
You was right, it is Kantrian.
What is tea?
A herbal brew from Earth, I gather.
Speaking of which, I'm afraid the Transmat still couldn't get beyond that planet. Tonight we got 2 more subjects.
2? 2? You pathetic lump of slime! By now, the amount of times we've sent it there, we should have half that planet under our control.
Never mind, Luther. I'm sure you'll get it right one day.
And if I didn't need you, Slug Bucket, you'd be sent to Earth forever. Now let me see what you've picked up.
They're not very impressive. One male and one female. Just look at the way they're watching everything.
The female is frightened, clutching onto the male. Sweet, isn't it, Shannon?
Not especially Luther, but he is preferable to you. Just look at those arms. So muscular and sinewy.
Here we go again. If it's got 2 arms, 2 legs, and 2 of something else, she wants it.
Healthy, Luther. My own daughter feels the same sometimes. I try to encourage it.
My lord, I meant no disrespect to Rhea, but she is a young girl. Despite her past, I would expect it of an adolescent, not a vile harpy like Shannon.
Harpy? Harpy, why you...
Enough! Let us imprison these and feed them. And Luther, feed them well.
Ambassador, are you awake?
What is the meaning of this?
Look, I'm terribly sorry to wake you up.
In the name of the Emperor, who are you?
I'm called the Doctor, but I'm travelling under an alias of a Dr. Paston.
I remember now. You arrived as the Keeper escorted us here. But why have you broken into my chamber?
To talk.
I should prefer to sleep.
I'm sure you would, but this is not really the time or the place.
On the contrary, Doctor, this is just the time and the place. What do you want?
Why do you think I broke my cover and told you Paston is a false credential?
Any number of reasons. It is possible that you're an escaped internee, or a criminal trying to blackmail or murder me.
Alternatively, I'm one of the good guys trying to help.
A Draconian ambassador seeks no help.
A Draconian ambassador should not be so selfish as to assume I want to help him.
I do not understand you, Earthman.
I'm not an Earthman.
My apologies.
Everyone apologizes. It must be something in the air.
On the contrary, it was something in the refreshments.
At last, you realize why I'm here.
You are concerned for my associate who slumbers so totally in his chamber.
Yes, I am.
Let me show you something. He seems totally unconscious.
What made you check on him earlier?
Kantrians are a very volatile people, prone to seeing everything with a pessimistic outlook. After the Keeper gave him the drink, he seemed to lose his antagonistic character.
There's more to this Keeper than meets the eye. Why were you here?
On behalf of Calfadoria, the Keeper applied to the Federation for funding to keep up the research here. On the original application, it seemed a worthwhile cause. A revolutionary method of curing the galaxy's mentally ill so that they could return to normality. Since our arrival, we have seen little evidence of medical help.
Yes, the Keeper is doing something with the patients here, but I can't really think it's for their mental health.
Medilog. Subject, Gregory Holmes, is reacting badly. His whole body is rejecting all treatment. If I was a psychosurgeon instead of a physisurgeon, I'd swear something was going on in his head. As if he was fighting a battle and cannot accept our help until that battle is won.
Doctor, it's agony!
Greg! Greg, my name is Cranton. I'm here to help you. Trust me, I'm a doctor. I want you to be better. Now, can you hear me?
Can't stand it! I can't stand
Greg,
the pain!
what is it? What is wrong?
Is there anything we can do for the Commissioner, Doctor?
Not at the moment, but later. We must find out what the Keeper is really doing.
Then perhaps we should transmat into the main dome.
No, I don't think the answer lies there. There are two other domes to investigate. Now, one is the Pleasure Dome.
And the other?
Well, I would guess some sort of correction center.
The Punishment Dome.
Well, Rhea, my dear, everything to your satisfaction?
Human Paston. I like him.
Well, you can't have him.
Oh, why not?
I intend having some sport for him.
How would killing him help us?
What?
I said.
I heard what you said, girl. How dare you challenge my decisions?
Father,
I will not be argued with. I will not be spoken to thus. One more step out of line and it'll be the Punishment Dome forever.
Father, no, please.
Yes, I did. Did I frighten you? Did I? Just a little, I know. But you must see that Daddy mustn't be argued with, because he is always right. You do see that, don't you? Don't you? Answer, damn you!
You are right.
There, that's better. It wasn't too bad, was it?
Interesting.
What is, Doctor?
The transmat has been recently used, but by the settings, it's to an off-world destination.
The space station, perhaps?
Too far for that. Anyway, it's on receive. Something has come from a very long way away.
Where are you going now?
Wait here, I'll only be 2 minutes.
I shall await your return, Doctor. I wonder where the transmat was directed. I must alert the Federation to these occurrences.
It must have come this way.
Dr. Paston, I presume? Why are you out of the sleep dome?
I couldn't sleep, so it seemed logical to come back here. Who are you?
My name is Luther. I'm the assistant keeper.
Dr. Paston, indeed. I'm pleased to meet you.
Sorry to be so rude, Doctor, but would you mind terribly returning to the sleep dome? We have new residents here tonight, and I'm trying to settle them down.
Oh, being troublesome, are they? Can I help? I am a doctor.
No, I don't think that...
Fully qualified in all medicines, you know. Chiropody, ophthalmology, pediatricity, tea-making. The best cure in the galaxies for anything. And, of course, pharmacology. Are you sure I can't help?
Quite sure, Dr. Paston. Please return to the dome.
If you insist, Assistant Keeper Luther. I'm afraid I've lost my way. Oh, isn't the transmat booth down here?
No, Dr. Paston. It is in the opposite direction. Now, please go.
Of course. Thank you so much. I don't want to spoil your hospitality record. I realize I am being rude and silly. Do please forgive me. It's a habit.
One that should be cured, Dr. Paston. One that really should be cured.
I'm sure it can be.
As a doctor of all those terribly long words, I'm sure you will succeed shortly. Meanwhile, return to your bed and your precious herbal brew. I must administer our residents' nighttime medicines.
Good night, Assistant Keeper.
Sleep well, Dr. Paston. I'm sure you will soon feel restful and sleep easily now.
And tomorrow I shall see you again?
I think that highly likely.
My, do you never sleep? Not a tortoise, are you, or a mock turtle?
I beg your pardon.
Will you walk a little faster, said the keeper to a snail? There's a purpose right behind this. It's creating quite a tale.
Very poetic, Dr. Paston. Now, will you or won't you join the delegates in the sleep dome?
That's dance, Mr. Luther. There's a strange dance going on here as well. I don't like it. And you, Assistant Keeper, are in it up to your tufty brown hair. Good night, sir.
Medilog. Gregory Holmes has recovered slightly. His dreams are less violent and less frequent. I've administered a mild dose of Sargol anemone and await the results. Off the record, I hope it has erased this Rhiannon person from his memory, whoever she was. He was very much in love with her, and her loss. The memory of her loss is what is causing his attacks. I am now personally convinced that he has been subjected to Sargol, but as the drug is not a common complaint, we are ill-equipped to deal with the effects. However, I hope that time and Greg's apparent strength of character will pull him through. Log ends. Damn it. This place can cure almost any creature from any planet, and yet I have nothing to help Greg.
All fed and watered.
And doctor.
The drinks were, talking of which...
Mine's a gin.
Doctors, not drinks. This Paston chap, I don't like him.
What makes you think of him? He's fast asleep and drugged up to his eyeballs.
Oh, no, he isn't. He's alive, kicking and talking riddles. There's a lot more to him than you'd think.
He saw you?
I managed to send him back to the sleep dome, but yes, we talked.
You talked? Great. The weather, the economy, lunatic asylums?
Turtles.
Turtles?
There's a purpose right behind this, he said. I don't think he's really Dr. Paston at all.
An agent?
Good evening.
Greetings, my Lord Raiden.
How are our latest recruits? Settled?
Luther has dealt with them. He has something to tell you, my lord.
Shannon! My lord.
One day, my dear, your deviousness will undo you. I am quite aware of Luther's encounter with Dr. Paston. Rhea and I watched the whole meeting.
Indeed we did, Father.
I thought you handled him very well, actually, Luther.
Despite your literary ignorance.
Rhea, my love, you mustn't condemn your friends simply because they're too common to have had your splendid education. Luther did his very best.
Thank you, Lord Raiden.
Although, of course, his best simply wasn't good enough. Now then, Rhea, what should we do to punish Mr. Luther?
Father, is that really necessary?
Hush, girl, let your father have his desires. Like all fools, Luther has made one too many mistakes.
Lady Shannon, I really don't remember asking your advice.
Oh, my lord, I didn't mean to.
No, I'm sure you didn't.
Nevertheless, I need time to procure a suitable treatment.
Doctor! At last.
You know, something very interesting is going on here. I met the keeper's assistant, a chap called Luther.
I've not met him.
Now, there's a thing. A big place like this. Yet who have you actually seen, apart from the keeper and his inmates?
No one. The keeper was most proud of the fact that the domes need no guarding.
Well, I've seen his daughter and Luther.
The Kantrian commissioner was right to be suspicious.
Yes, wasn't he just? Now, if he, a normally aggressive man, suddenly finds himself quietened down...
Drowsy.
Exhausted? But tired?
Not really. He had no need to be. He just seemed to give in. He was arguing his case and then stopped.
Just as the Keeper probably wanted.
But why?
More importantly, how? And I have a nasty suspicion about the latter. However, we still have some exploring to do.
The punishment dome?
The punishment dome. Come into my parlour, said the spider to the fly.
Doctor?
Just thinking aloud, Ambassador.
It looks as if this Dr. Paston has delayed your punishment, Luther. The transmat has been operated.
The punishment dome, Father?
Paston, I presume, and one other.
Our regal visitor from Draconia being his partner. What a strange alliance.
And I thought the TARDIS could be nauseating at times.
TARDIS?
Oh, yes, it's my craft. It's on CalMed 1.
A station? But why?
Well, I normally have a travelling associate, a young, somewhat enthusiastic human called Greg. I doubt you'd like him. Bit of a handful at times, but he's been suffering a lot recently, and well, he isn't well.
Seriously ill?
Poisoned of a sort. We were travelling around when he started feeling a bit odd. Then suddenly he just collapsed, so I took him to the station where an old friend of mine works. He's being looked after right now.
We must return to the station soon and check on him.
Yes, we must. Funny, but I just have this feeling that a lot of Greg's problems could be helped by this actual place.
Interesting.
Oh, why?
Although generally considered by your people, well, humans, as a humorless race of people, Draconians can recognize irony.
I'm sure Draconia is the embodiment of laughter.
I also appreciate sarcasm, Doctor. However, your jest has its roots in truth, but we learned to cover our home life totally when away. Maybe we are forever homesick, but I recognize the irony of this situation. Here we are, locked on a planet supposedly created to cure illnesses, and yet find no sign of recuperation. We neither trust our host, nor like his associates. Yet you believe that a cure for your alien young friend can be found here. I find that interesting.
Oh?
We should proceed, Doctor.
Proceed where? Here we stand in a huge dome full of nothing. Great metal walls towering up, but no torture chambers. No spikes, screws, racks, anything. Do you know, I could get to like this sort of punishment.
If you like it so much, Dr. Paston, then you may enjoy it a little longer. When it pleases me, Paston. Oh dear, how very sad. I do believe your scaly friend has collapsed already. No stamina, Paston, no guns, strength. Stop it!
Now I know why they say silence is golden.
There are a lot of other devices like that, you know, Paston.
I don't doubt it. Why not come in and talk about it, Keeper? You could have taken up the job of a professional genie.
Ah, but I couldn't stand being dominated.
I can believe that.
Now then, Dr. Paston, what am I going to do with you?
Let me guess. Boiling oil? No, too messy. Eyes burnt out?
Primitive. If nothing else, the Calfadorians knew that mental torture is far more effective than physical torture.
How terribly enterprising.
Thing is, Paston.
Just Doctor. Paston isn't my name.
Point to you, Mr. Luther.
Don't tell me. Like the Demon King, he'll appear in a puff of smoke in the corner.
Luther and my daughter are engaged on work in the Pleasure Dome, Doctor.
Any chance of a guided tour later?
Every chance, Doctor. Oh dear. Your green friend looks a shade darker than normal. Oh, do try and persuade him not to vomit, Doctor. It makes such a mess.
Are you all right, Ambassador?
Both my dignity and my stomach are affected. Though which is worse, I cannot really say.
Can't say. Kindly stop talking in that Federation doublespeak. If it can be said in 2 words, fellow delegates, use 20. Oh, I can imagine the debates even now. Gentlemen, we are here to discuss these 2 intruders. Excuse me, my learned Marson, but surely you mean that we will engage in verbal conversation to come to a conclusion concerning the next movements involving 2 humanoids who are currently unaccounted for in our records.
Thank you for the impressions, Keeper.
My pleasure, Doctor.
Irony isn't your strong point, then?
Your comments, Doctor, are no more facile than your whole persona. I would expect nothing but jibes and insults from a man in your weakened position.
One question, Keeper. May I just ask one question?
Yes, so long as you promise to stop dribbling. I find it so distasteful.
My apologies. It is the after effects of the noises. My senses have not regained their full capacity.
That was a statement, not a question.
Why?
Why not?
Because it is not what this base was set up for. You begged Federation assistance, funding to further the work, yet so far we have seen no sign of good work.
Forgive my interference, but I can.
Oh, Doctor?
Oh, yes. The noises, for instance. Put on a mild level, they would be a soothing, almost hypnotic delta wave augmenter using the noises as a sonic bouncer. At a low level, it would rest the inmate's minds and allow treatment, presumably of a vocal sort, talking the inmate out of his insanity. Am I right, Keeper?
A very close approximation, Doctor. It'll do.
Then why is it not being used thus?
Oh, the Keeper and his fellow Calfadorians are so boring. Here in this dome is the equipment to create an army of obedient men that will put me out amongst the stars again.
The Keeper? I do not understand.
Again, I do.
The trouble with you, Doctor, is that your knowledge takes all the fun out of life. Before he can spoil my melodramatic performance, Ambassador, my name is Raiden. Shian Raiden. You may have heard of me.
But we saw your cell. You were in it.
The real Keeper?
Precisely, Doctor.
Whom you then murdered.
Executed, in revenge for the terrible things he did to my crew. And I.
Such as?
Killing them. Slowly. His so-called cures led them to suicide. Only Luther and Shannon, my courtesan, remain.
And Rhea, your daughter?
I think it is time we visited the Pleasure Dome to see what Rhea and the others have been preparing for you.
What is this Pleasure Dome?
Oh, you'll find out, my scaly enemy. Believe me, you'll find out.
Is everything ready? My father will be here shortly.
It's fine.
Funny old world, isn't it? All the harshness, the violence and pain of the whole universe can just be forgotten here at the wink of an eye. I wonder if I could dream you out of existence, Shannon.
I doubt you've the mental capacity to dream.
Please, stop it. Stop fighting.
Here they come. It's showtime.
It's beautiful.
And all mine.
What happens here?
Anything, Ambassador, anything at all. Everything I could ever want is in this gorgeous place. From here I control everything. From here I shall rule the galaxy.
Oh, another megalomaniac. Which part of the universe do you want first, Raiden?
You clearly weren't listening, Doctor. I didn't say universe, I said galaxy. And that's all I want. I've no need to rule the universe. Quite frankly, I wouldn't know what to do with it. All those people to care for, think about and shout at. Heavens no. I just want this corner of the galaxy. The Tri-Planet Alliance of Calfadoria. I enjoy travelling, you see, Doctor, although I fear my days as a plunderer are long over. Instead, I intend to extend the frontiers of the medical facilities Calfadoria possesses.
Why?
Money! For all my faults, I am a greedy capitalist. With enough credit, I could retire. With Rhea, we could set up on a planet somewhere and live off the proceeds.
And if the medical centres under your guidance should fail? If the money dries up, suppose the patients go elsewhere for treatment?
Not possible. Calvadoria has taken out a patent and copyright with the Galactic Federation in this whole galaxy. No one in the 7th galaxy can be ill without coming to CalMed 1 for treatment. Anyone else who tries to aid them, off-world that is in breach of copyright and can be sued. I, of course, wouldn't bother suing them. They'd just be destroyed. It's very simple and enormous fun, don't you agree?
You've forgotten just one thing, Raiden. You're a convicted murderer, a condemned man. Calvadoria's treatment has failed on you. Your faults are obvious.
Faults? You dare to suggest I have faults?
You said so yourself.
I'm entitled to... Damn you, Doctor. You've upset me.
You've upset Lord Raiden.
Not a terribly sensible thing to do.
And when I'm upset, Doctor, I do terrible things. Violent things. Evil, vicious things, like destroying space stations full of ill patients, including your travelling companion. Greg, isn't that what you told the ambassador he was called? Observe that monitor, Doctor. On it, you can see CalMed 1.
Medilog report. Greg Holmes is improving rapidly. The Sargol anemone seems to have helped enormously. Before long, I will try to wake the subject and see if he is alert enough to have a conversation. Conversation with me. What on Cal is going on? Oh my!
Do not fret, my alien allies. The space station is not destroyed. Merely a little, shall we say, bent.
You fool! All those people!
Oh, merely a few half-stiffs now gone totally. What's the problem?
The problem is you had no right to do that.
Oh, Doctor, you really do disappoint me.
Really? Why?
Later. First, Luther, Shannon, take our esteemed scaly friend back to the sleep dome. I need him and the Kantrian commissioner together. They have some very important parts to play in the tableau to come.
What exactly?
You'll find out. Take him away.
Is he to die?
Oh, merciful heavens, how you do amuse me! How one so apparently intelligent can ask questions I wouldn't expect of the lowest Ogron. Of course neither representatives will die. Exactly the opposite. I need them happy and in good health. Rhea, my dear, please pop back to the sleep dome. Prepare some refreshments. We'll take them... Doctor?
Here?
Splendid. Here, my darling. And don't hurry. The good doctor and I have so much to discuss.
Certainly, Father.
If I really believed that this was a social chat, I'd probably say, nice place you've got here, and other such things. But I'm afraid I can't.
Oh? Why not?
Well, maybe I'm just not used to talking to complete madmen.
Shouldn't you humour a madman? Might he not turn on you?
Well, there are different sorts of madmen. Lunatics, like most of the wretches here. Sadists, psychotics, eccentrics. I'm not really sure which sort you are, if any. Therefore, my judgment tells me to treat you as I see fit, taking things as they come.
You are concerned, Doctor. Not just for yourself, but for the Draconian. I see it in your eyes.
I'm also very concerned for the 10,000 people on that space station.
Oh, how noble. How very noble. Does your nobility and concern stretch beyond those 10,000 people up there? Does it? Well, oh so very compassionate Doctor, how far does it go? Does it stretch to the misjudged victims of a money-grabbing state who chose to exploit so-called criminals? Do you really believe that the Calvadorians set up a huge asylum down here for charity?
Well, it had crossed my mind, now you mention it.
Oh, so it had crossed your mind, had it? Imagine how many times it had crossed my mind while I sat, locked alone in a cell that was supposed to represent my native environment. Terrific it was. I can imagine that some stupid brainbox on Calvadoria 1 sat and looked at photographs of Altar 7 and decided, oh, Raiden will like that. Lots of leafy trees and a clump of crabgrass. Trouble was, of course, that Xi'an Raiden spent all his life in the metal confines of a spaceship, up on the bridge, driving himself and a crew towards a destiny that didn't include trees and crabgrass. So there. Once captured, or as they would piously say, no, Raiden, not captured, but interned. You see, who need our help? There I sat, contemplating my future. I doubt, Doctor, that you know what it's like to fail. After many years of successes, I failed. I ran one blockade too many, lost my ship, my crew, and my freedom. Only Luther and Shannon remained from those days, both loyal, willing to risk working with a madman out of love and loyalty. We're human inside, Doctor. Oh yes, Shannon may have green skin, but emotionally she is human. People don't like to be caged up.
You don't think that you deserved it then? You spent so much time plundering and killing, yet did it occur to you that in a way you deprived your victims of their freedom?
At least they died. They weren't subjected to the ignominy of imprisonment.
They would probably have preferred to live in cells than die.
You don't know that? How can you judge? What right do you have to say how some person would feel in capture? I hate it. I loathed it enough to break free.
Oh, fantastic. Great achievement.
Be silent! I have not finished by a long way. I escaped, Doctor, but at a price. My escape was engineered. You may have heard Rhea and I discuss the enemies I had. They were here as well. On my escape, I met a trap. They tried to kill me, so I reversed the process. The only one I let live was the Keeper, a treacherous worm who could see no further than the next credit note. I let him really suffer imprisonment in a strange environment, a hated clump of trees and grass. His mind broke. Sad, really. Hardly surprising, though. Yes, his mind broke into little pieces, and then, in a flash, he's gone. Rather like a certain space station.
My God, what happened? Cranton here. What happened?
An explosion set off a chain reaction, Doctor. Are you and your patients all right?
Yes, little damage, mostly shock. Cranton out. Greg, I must check on Greg.
A simple, preordained explosion. Few people on the station would have the discourtesy to stop a Federation official from wandering around.
The Kantrian Commissioner?
Well, it was hardly the Draconian, was it? I believe he was with you.
Why bother?
Twofold. Firstly, revenge. Petty, childish revenge.
And secondly?
Secondly, far and more importantly, a show of strength. A warning that the powers down here are to be reckoned with. Eventually, they'll come down.
Down here? Why?
A shepherd must have his sheep.
You don't herd together a race like Calfadorians. They are intelligent and independent.
The universe is centered on change, Doctor. Seasons change, rates of exchange change, and so people change. Nothing is stable. I have my ways, but enough of this. Where is Rio with our tea?
Coffee.
Coffee?
It's a spectacular drink. Hot and made essentially of caffeine. A drug.
But you like tea!
Well, everything changes. Suddenly, I want coffee.
No! You want tea! You must want tea!
Ah, but now I don't. I've changed my mind.
You're not allowed to!
You've been stuck down here too long, Raiden. You've forgotten what reality is like. You've forgotten that free will is the curse of progression. Yes, seasons change. Yes, money changes. Yes, people change. But so do other things. My drink preference being one of them.
You can't do this! It isn't allowed!
Allowed? Who are you to say what is allowed or not? Just who is Sean Raiden? We know who he was. But he isn't that now. He's a failure now. A big failure.
I see I misjudged you, Doctor. You tried to excite me, get me worked up and thus escaped. It won't work! I've done it as well, you see. I think, Doctor, you need your tea. You need to sit down and to listen to me. Let me explain everything to you. Then you'll understand.
Understand what?
Oh, you silly little boy, understand why I'm doing this, and why you can never, ever leave here alive.
Father, I have brought your tea.
Splendid, my dear. Now, I have to see to the arrangements. I've decided, Doctor, that we're going to have a bit of fun. Make sure he doesn't leave the dome, won't you, my precious?
Oh, don't worry, I wouldn't dream of it. The tea's far too good.
Is your name Rhea?
No.
Well, shut up then. Goodbye, my dear.
Oh dear. I don't think your father likes me.
Oh, he's funny like that. He gets very moody.
Doesn't that worry you?
No. Should it?
Well, I really don't know, but I would have thought that an extraordinarily attractive young lady such as yourself would want to get away from him, meet young men and have, well, fun.
Sorry?
Look, don't let's start that again. Well, don't you ever want to escape from here, meet other life forms, see the universe, find a boy to settle down with and live with?
How old are you?
19 years old. Why should I want a boy?
Well, to live with, marry and all that.
Surely that would be for reasons of furthering existence. I cannot.
Well, I'm sorry.
But why? I'm a fully trained scientist. My father has taught me everything about science, every field. I know everything from biology to psychology. I could dissect a daisy and then reassemble it mechanically. I have everything I need in my head.
Oh, and when did you build this bionic daisy?
Oh, silly. I didn't say I had. I just said I knew how.
But, well, surely you must have practiced, otherwise how can you be so sure that you can do it?
I can't. Father told me.
Rhea, surely don't just accept his word. What about your mother? Didn't she take an interest in your growing up?
My mother? I haven't got a mother.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did she die?
No, but I can't picture her.
A porcupine girl, blonde hair, tall, elegant, just like yourself.
Miss Shannon, Assistant Keeper Luther. How nice to see you again.
Blonde, tall. Of course. My mother. I can remember her. Silly of me to forget.
Yes, very silly girl.
Where's Raiden?
Gone to prepare a party, I think.
Excellent.
Doctor, I take it this is for your benefit. Lord Raiden doesn't throw one of his entertainments for nothing. I hope you know your piece.
My piece?
Of course, Doctor. Father always likes his guests to recite poetry or act out a monologue. It's going to be such fun.
We'll leave you to explain it all to the good doctor, Rhea.
See you at the party, Doctor.
Au revoir. Tell me about these parties then, Rhea.
Commissioner! Commissioner!
Where am I?
Calfadoria, in the sleep dome in the asylum.
Why am I here? I remember the space station.
The station? What happened there?
I was transported up. A bomb planted.
So that is how it occurred. Come, my friend, we are to escape.
Escape? Why?
This madman, Raiden, he is in command here.
Raiden? He is a friend. Help me to be...
He drugged you. That's what he did. He made you sleepy.
No, he made me happy. I want to be with him forever. He will help me. Help me.
Commissioner, you are confused, but you must awaken. It is imperative that we escape.
You're Raiden's enemy.
I fear the universe to be Raiden's enemy.
No. He's here. He's here. Take him. He is wrong. Raiden is great. Raiden is...
Silence! Raiden will kill us both. I will go now, but I shall return for you. The door is locked, of course, but few doors are locked to a Draconian nobleman.
Father often has these little masks. It alleviates boredom. He enjoys doing them, and although he says it's all for my benefit, I'm sure he gets just as much pleasure from them as I do.
Yes, your father has some very perverse ideas about pleasure, Rhea. I'm afraid I'm not convinced of the harmless nature of this mask.
Oh, Father's just a bit rough at times. He loses his temper a lot, but he's really lovable underneath that. He has had a very difficult time. He often tells me of the stories of his adventures. They sound such fun.
You must have had quite a lot of fun as well, being there.
Oh, silly man. I wasn't around then.
My apologies. I didn't realise that Raiden had been on this planet so many years.
Well, it's only about 3 years.
And you remember nothing of the excitement yourself? When you were about 16?
I don't remember. I mean, of course I remember being there. I just don't recall exact details.
Unlike your father, not to give explicit details of his conquests.
When my father tells me a story, it's always detailed.
Sounds like it. You can't remember any of them. From 3 years ago? Why not, Rhea? Why not?
Does it matter? Learn your piece, Doctor. I must prepare.
But I thought you weren't allowed to leave me.
I don't know.
Look, Rhea, I'm sorry to have got ratty. I'll tell you what. Suppose you tell me about this pleasure dome. Its function,
Oh, this is a marvellous place. When they built it, it was intended as occupational therapy for the residents. Basically, it works on the Cart's Distari theory of mind, not so much over matter, but controlling it. The residents will be brought here after a therapy session as a reward. In there, just by the stretch of imagination, they can create whatever they wanted. Things like comfortable leather chairs, through to automobiles or flying craft. Although, of course, they couldn't actually make them work. The more constructive and inventive the objects created, the better a resident's mind must be. After a while, it could be judged that if a resident was producing instinctively objects of greater beauty or inventiveness, he was considered returnable to society, no longer a criminal but a constructive member of his race.
Marvellous. I knew Destari and Katz were onto something when I met them once before, but never something on this scale. What happens to the objects when they're finished with?
Most of them are destroyed each evening. The residents can merely rethink them at the next time they visit. Some things are kept, especially works of art, but they do disintegrate after about 6 months. All the treasures and paintings you see around you are my father's creations. He likes the Gothic Impressionism of 23rd century Earth, which is what this is based on. In the corner, you can see a mentally repainted 20th century Dali, and above the gargoyle there is another 20th century reconstruct, that one being Picasso.
Very abstract. You know, when Dali first painted that picture of the melted clocks, people thought he was insane. It took many years for people to accept such diversity as genius. Do you think your father suffers from the same problem?
Of course not. Everyone knows he's a genius. He might have been ill once, but that was years ago.
And now he thinks himself cured?
Naturally, and he is. You're too quick to prejudge my father, Doctor.
You condone his attack on the space station?
He was attacked first.
Rubbish! He coldly calculated the whole thing.
I am not talking with you further. Goodbye.
Here I am, all alone. Oh well, let's go then. Cheeky thing, she charged the transmat. Now I'm stuck here until Raiden sees fit to release me for this stupid ball. Time to use my brain and work things out, I think. Oh, where shall I start? Well then, how about at the beginning? And what was the first thing I met? Of course, Miss Enigma Rhea herself.
At last, Commissioner, we are free. Proceed quickly.
No, I serve Lord Raiden. Must do his...
What is it? Are you ill?
Must have it. Give it to me.
What? What must I give you?
Drink. Something in the drink.
Of course. Of course, the drink is drugged.
Help me. Give me a drink. Please, I need a drink.
Commissioner, please listen carefully. The drink was drugged, probably with something addictive. We must transmat to the station where you can be helped. Let me...
Going somewhere, Greenie?
Luther.
What big eyes you have. All the better to see me with? No? Oh well, suit yourself. Anyway, very well done on the door job. Obviously ambassadors aren't the desk jockeys we thugs and raiders think.
Any Draconian aged 10 years upwards could get out of such a simple lock. It is, after all, a hospitable quarter, not a cell.
Good point. Shannon, help Greenie get the Commissioner on his feet.
Like hell. Help him yourself.
Shannon, help the Draconian. Raiden doesn't like arguments.
Damn you, Luther. You tell him as well.
I came to bail you out earlier, remember? When it was my turn, you gloated. You still owe me for that. Take this as repayment. Part repayment. Now get them to the punishment dome. I'm going ahead, so don't get it wrong. He doesn't like parties without guests.
Go to hell.
I very probably shall, and no doubt you'll already be there to greet me.
Welcome, Doctor. Rhea, my love.
Collected as requested, Father. Oh, Father, what clothes. I don't think I've ever seen a more beautiful gown.
Thank you, Angel Cake. Do be seated, Doctor.
My pleasure. These cushions are a delightful pattern.
My creation, like this gown.
Pleasure dome.
I see my Rhea has enlightened you as to its function. Yes, indeed.
A splendid device, Raiden. Keeps things for 6 months, she said.
Yes, Doctor, but I'm working on prolonging that, although I can always recreate what is lost.
Exactly.
Well, the imagination knows no limit. In 6 months I may have tired of these patterns, so I may change them. Then again, in 6 minutes I may hate them and discard them. It's of no importance.
Just how much can you create in there, Raiden?
Oh, as much as I like.
You or anyone?
You should have tried it, Doctor. You had an opportunity.
Oh, I did.
It was fascinating. I started with a chair, just as Rhea suggested, a Chippendale, and I thought about a camera, and so it went on. Then I tried an experiment. I thought of a tree, just a little one, birch with silver leaves. Sure enough, it came. I touched it. I tore off a leaf, and it was real.
Well, of course it was real. You thought of a real tree. Now, if you'd said, I'll have a plastic tree you'd have got.
You're missing the point, Raiden. It was life. It is possible to create life. So next I chose a lizard, and seconds later a small Saloni was scampering about. Then I had a brainwave. I imagined the same Saloni 6 months later. And do you know what I saw?
Amaze me.
A mass of putrid, oozing flesh. The Saloni hadn't just winked out of existence, it had died. In a rush, it had died and decayed, a complete process of death and disintegration in about 30 seconds. You can't create life, Raiden, because 6 months later, like everything, it fades away. I doubt you're going to come back here every 6 months, Raiden, once you're away, are you? Just think on that while you're singing your songs and dancing your dances.
What is he talking about, Father?
Oh, I really don't know, my dear. Now, where are Luther and the others? Pop along to the sleep dome and chivvy them along, will you?
Of course, Father.
Thought about it?
What a tedious little man you are, Doctor. I am going to enjoy killing you.
I thought you might. I doubt I'll get quite the same ecstatic reaction.
Probably not. But I'm not going to kill you yet. You're too useful. You have taught me, Doctor, that although a genius, my knowledge is not total. I can see from your eyes that you are a man of great intelligence. Look into my eyes, Doctor, and you will see a man who wants to learn.
If I looked into your eyes, Raiden, I'd die of pneumonia.
Watch yourself, little man. Oh, my children! Now we are all gathered. Luther, sit our 2 Galactic Federation officials comfortably down next to the good doctor. Rhea, my dear, sit at my side. Luther, yes, you will perform first. Let there be music. What would you like, Luther?
My lord, I request a charming piece, full of darkness but not loudness, mysticism and adventure.
It is yours.
I shall present a self-composition in my native Stanisian.
Doctor, what is going on?
It appears to be showtime. What is wrong with the Commissioner?
The drug he took. It seems to be addictive. He craves it.
Quiet in the cheap seats.
Is he violent?
The opposite, my friend. He obeys Raiden's every whim. The mention of the madman's name sent him into ecstasy.
Interesting.
Will he be all right?
If he's taking what I think it is, no, he's as good as a dead man. Unless he gets to the station. A doctor I know might help him.
The one tending your companion.
The very same.
Medilog. I now firmly believe that the subject is cured. He sleeps a great deal and seems unusually depressed, but I suspect this is a reaction to clearing the Sargol from his system. He will recover soon. This experiment has been very useful. I now believe that should Sargol ever become available again, I can offer a slight cure if the disease isn't too far gone. Thankfully, Greg got to me quickly enough, and he had been partially cured before. For my own interest, I should like to find a totally drugged patient to try the cure on. As to Greg's health, I am now convinced he has forgotten the Lady Rhiannon, or at least accepted her loss and put it to the back of his mind. He no longer blames himself for her death, and the Sargol anemone has worked. Now I can safely leave Greg and return to my duties and help him sort this station out after the explosion. I will be submitting this log to Surgeon General Hastaff for consideration. Sargol anemone is a drug that could be harmlessly used in many such incidences. Medilog off. Doctor, I think it's time you came back.
Bravo, bravo!
Ah, the Commissioner, he's back with us.
Yes, Lord Raiden, I am. Could I, please sort of ask a favour?
Oh, of course. Name it.
That stuff, in the drink. I must have some. Please.
Then it shall be yours. Luther, your poem was a joy to listen to. Now, as I dance with my daughter, you'll prepare a drink for the Commissioner, won't you? Gentlemen, will you join your comrade? I thought not. Luther, chop chop.
Immediately, my lord.
Music!
How does that happen?
A change in music. I imagine he's somehow psychically linked into the Pleasure Dome.
How?
I don't really know, but I shall find out. For the moment, we must suffer this charade.
You are enjoying the dancing?
Splendid, jolly good.
Raiden is very good. Excuse me, Miss Shannon, but where is Mr. Luton, my drink?
You won't be too long.
Never drunk it yourself, Shannon?
Oh, do me a favour, Doctor.
Oh, my apologies.
Accepted.
Most gracelessly, if I may say.
Say what you like.
Why did you team up with Luther and Raiden?
What is it to you?
Not a lot, but nevertheless, I asked.
I met him on a raid. He stormed the cargo ship I was on. We lost, so I stayed with him. He was as good as the cargo ship's captain.
You took up crime just to satisfy yourself when you're lost.
Don't mind the Ambassador, Shannon. He is misfortunate enough to possess a modicum of morality.
You have to resort to sarcasm, Doctor. It's cheap.
Pot calling the kettle black?
Don't bother, Doctor. I'm not easily provoked. Oh, it's my turn, and I've little prepared. Enjoy the show, Doctor. It's probably the last you'll see.
Shannon! You're on. Oh, Luther! Just in time to see Shannon do her bit.
I've seen her do that enough times, but not often in public.
Shut it, Anton Luther, shut it.
Did I say you two could fight? Then don't. Now, Shannon, perform.
My drink?
Here you are.
My lord, lady, and gentlemen, I shall entreat you to a reading from a play I have, written. The play is entitled The Bargain, and this scene is set in a judiciary where the lead characters argue about the bargain, and a lady who is really a man in disguise speaks. The quality of mercy is not strained.
Hold it, wench! You arrogant slut! The words are not yours.
They are, my lord. Honestly, I wrote...
You take me to be as ignorant as you, harlot? You dare to suggest that I do not recognize words from classical Earth history, my own pet hobby? You shall die. You lied. You did not write this. It was written by a great man thousands of years ago.
I wrote it last night.
You would make a fool of me. Ruin my party. Luther, we are in the punishment dome. Get the neuro chair.
Immediately, my lord.
No, my lord, please.
Father, is this necessary?
You see, Luther? Shannon's terrible action not only ruined my party, brings my daughter's loyalty into question.
Father, I meant...
Rhea,
no.
I think you should be quiet. Let me talk to your father. He's less likely to hurt me.
Doctor, no.
Bind her into the chair, Luther.
Luther, you animal.
Try not to live in that state. See you in hell.
Prepare to die, harlot. Quoting Chaucer at me and making out you wrote it.
Chaucer? You stupid, archaic cretin. It was Shakespeare. William Shakespeare.
Switch it on, Luther. Turn it up.
Oh, no.
Come on, Luther, now.
Oh.
Turn it up. Turn it up to full. Higher. Higher. Higher.
You madman!
You have gone too far, Doctor. This charade is ended. Maybe I don't require your knowledge after all.
Oh, I expect you do.
No, Doctor, I don't think so. Do you?
Ambassador, get to the transmat while I distract the others. Get into the pleasure dome and try and find the psionic amplifier that controls it. You were saying, Raiden?
Prepare to meet the same fate, England.
Father, no!
Don't waste your breath, Rhea. He isn't your father.
My lord, the ambassador.
Get after him and kill him and take this puppy of a commissioner with you.
Can I have another drink?
Go!
Move.
What did he mean? You're not my father?
Oh, the deranged rantings of a defeated enemy. My dearest, ignore him.
I'm deranged. At least I haven't just slaughtered my so-called courtesan.
Are you my father?
Damn you, damn you.
Answer me!
Answer her, Raiden. Or are you too scared to admit that Rhea isn't flesh and blood as we might think? Tell her that she isn't really 19 years old. More like 19 days. She's a creation from the Pleasure Dome, isn't she, Raiden? A charming little aid to flower up your life. Her brain filled to the brim with your knowledge, your science, your feelings. Almost a perfect genetically created human. But she has no memory, only what you've told her. Tell her the truth, Raiden. Tell her that she, Rhea, daughter of the greatest psychotic in the galaxy, isn't real. She doesn't exist, Raiden. A solid figment of your warped imagination.
Finished.
Is it true?
I created you, Rhea, as my daughter. A pleasure creation originally agreed. I was bored of Shannon, but then I realized that I had created you as a father creates a child. Only already an adult. My knowledge, my experience of life, everything I wanted. We are father and daughter.
You lied to me. You betrayed me. I hate you! I hate you! I hate you!
Time for me to go, I think.
Let me go, girl! Let me go!
Where are you, Ambassador? We know you're here.
Ambassador, please hurry. I need a drink.
Scout round to the left and I'll go that way. He must be around by the paintings. Doctor, how opportune.
Doctor? Are you a doctor? Don't have this terrible feeling. This need for the drink.
Ambassador, help. Here, Doctor, catch this. It's a canister of the drink.
Got you.
Here you are, Commissioner. Drink this.
Thank you.
Sorry, old chap. Don't like knocking you out, but any more of that and you're dead.
Doctor!
Ambassador, where's Luther?
Stunned, over there. I cannot find your psionic amplifier.
It must be something like that. It must hit on the most active centers of the brain and amplify the thoughts, thus creating whatever the user wishes. There must be a similar device in the punishment dome to allow Raiden his music and originally the Keeper his tortures. Or treatments.
Why is he doing this?
Raiden is mad. He wants power. I believe him when he says he doesn't want to rule the universe. He probably wouldn't know what to do with it. No, he wants Calphadoria, the whole Tri-Planet Alliance. If he could take over that and expand it, he could be treating every alien in the area.
But where do the Commissioner and I come into it?
The drug. As we've seen it, it's addictive. Imagine it. Both of you in Raiden's power, buying you off. You get the Federation to fund him. When he's got power, he'll keep you in drugs. And I think I can guess what the drug is. A crude, very crude version of Sargol.
But surely that died out years ago.
Yes, but Raiden probably encountered it years ago. I expect even he's addicted in a way. He can't get the real stuff, but he can manufacture it in the Pleasure Dome. It's about the only drug that can actually cause people to become servile, which he'd need. Those people he's collected with the transmat, pump them up with Sargol, you've got a willing army to look after you. What a fool I've been.
Why?
That's why he wants Calmed 1. Every alien under the suns will go there, be cured of whatever they've got, and gain another.
Sargol addiction.
Exactly. Of course, he probably will go for the universe then, a huge army of addicts all willing to blindly follow him, because without him, they'll die. Which they probably will anyway in battle.
What does this psionic contraption look like, Doctor?
No, I don't know until I see it. Probably just like that thing you found there. Well done.
Look out!
Now then, Greenie.
Luther, where are you?
Here, my lord. The doctor is unconscious. I crashed the Sargol canister over his head. I've got the scaly ambassador.
Oh, well, that doesn't matter now. It's gone wrong. Transmit up to the station. I'm going to destroy this place, and I'll meet you there.
My lord, don't. If you destroy anything, it will set off a chain reaction. The domes are power-linked. You might blow up the transmat nearest you, and you'll never get away.
Never mind. I'm doing it.
Raiden, no. Raiden! Damn it, he's turned off the monitor. I must get to him.
Oh, no, you must not.
Listen, Mr. High and Mighty Ambassador, we're all going to get blown to pieces if I don't stop him. I'm the only one he'll trust, so I'll go.
Let him go.
Doctor, are you all right? Now he has escaped.
What hit me?
Luther smashed the Sargol canister onto you. Are you all right?
Giddy, but I'll live. Well, until Raiden detonates the place. Luther was right. He has to be stopped. Let's follow him.
The Commissioner.
Help me. I feel like I'm dying.
Can you carry him?
No, but I assume I shall have to.
Ah, that old Draconian irony again.
Don't you see, Luther? I have to do it. One by one, blow the domes up.
My lord, please listen to me. We've known each other a long time now. Trust me. I'm an engineer. I looked after your fleets for years. A dump like this is easy to understand. To create an artificial atmosphere, each dome is power-linked. Blow up one bit and you set the rest off. You'll die before you can escape.
He turned rear against me, you know. He made her hate me.
Yes, Raiden. Where is she now?
Oh, Doctor, and your erstwhile Federation scum. The lovely Rhea has betrayed my love. She will die in the punishment dome, a fitting end in a fitting place, don't you think?
Doctor, I shall go via transmit to her aid.
Yes, do that. Then transmit to the station. It should be possible from the punishment dome.
No one is going anywhere.
The Commissioner was right. Despite your protestations, you do have a gun.
The Keeper was always armed, just in case. Only Luther and I will be leaving. When my finger comes off this button, the domes will start to explode.
My lord, I need that drink.
Commissioner!
Ambassador, get away! That was the last order you'll ever give, Doctor.
Give in, Raiden. You failed. You've lost your Federation junkies. 50% of your crew is dead, murdered by you in a fit of pique. All you have left is a gun and Luther. Despite the capabilities of both of you, I doubt you'll be ruling the Alliance or the galaxy just yet.
Lord, this babbling idiot is trying to upset you. Let me take the pressure off that button while you shut him up. Easy now.
Stay away!
Oh, Raiden, it is me, Anton Luther, together with you. Why did you... We could...
Oh, that was brilliant!
When I created all of this, Doctor, I felt like an artist. My plan, my pleasure creations. Now, although it has failed, I am still Sian Raiden. No longer a lord, a warrior, or even a god. I am a work of art. A pure treasure. Such a masterpiece that not even Dali could have painted me properly.
Let's face it, Raiden, Dali couldn't paint a great deal properly. Now let me gently ease your finger off that switch and we'll sort this all out in a shot.
Oh, very well escaped, Doctor. But it isn't ended yet. Remember that canister of Sargol, Doctor? Remember how addictive it can be? Oh, you may have heard the last of me, Doctor, but you haven't felt the last. My revenge on you will be all-consuming, all-powerful, and you'll regret ever trying to cross me. Oh, a transmat.
Welcome to Space Station Calmed 1. We hope your stay here will be pleasant. If you wish to visit out...
So, there we are. All safe and sound. I'm glad the Ambassador got you away, Rhea.
I am grateful.
I must return to my shuttle and alert the Kantrian craft of the incident.
Will you tell the Federation about how the Commissioner died?
The Kantrian Commissioner died in the heat of the battle. He died bravely and with honor. A Draconian ambassador cannot tell lies.
But he'll bend the truth just enough. I've always enjoyed Draconian ethics. Goodbye, my friend. May you live a long life, and may energy shine on you from a million suns.
And may water, oxygen, and plutonium be found in abundance wherever you land, Doctor.
Well, I'll give the report to Surgeon General Hastav shortly. I'm sure he'll be interested to know exactly why the entire complex is now so much burnt rubble.
Do you think Raiden escaped, Doctor?
I'm afraid I don't know. But he had the determination to do so. And if the transmats were still working, who knows?
We'll look out for him. Greg is resting in your TARDIS, Doctor. It's quite a machine you have there. I won't ask how it manages to be 10 times larger inside than out. I imagine that's something you can't explain.
But not unless you've 24 spare hours.
Alas, I haven't. Take care of Greg. I filled you in on what I did, but he still seems very morose and depressed. I think it's just post-medical treatment symptoms, but a bit of, what did you call it once? TLC?
Ah, the old tender loving care, eh?
Goodbye, old friend. We'll see you again, no doubt.
I'll try to pop back and visit you. And Rhea.
Doctor, can I see this TARDIS that is bigger on the inside than the out, please?
Rhea, do you want to stay here?
Not especially.
Well, I've room in the TARDIS, if you can stand Greg and I.
I imagine I could do that.
You haven't met him yet.
I've met you, and I doubt he's worse.
Welcome aboard, Miss Rhea.
Glad to be aboard, Doctor. Goodness me, it really is massive. Are those the controls?
Rhea, don't touch that!